were chosen?
The most important part for such a decision is always the performance of a driver. You know, if a driver comes into Formula One, this is one part, but then to stay in Formula One, he has to show an improvement of his performance. And every year, Red Bull analyzes all the results from the qualifying, from the race, but as well from the simulator work. And then we are sitting together, we are looking to the data, and afterwards we make a decision which drivers are the next coming to Toro Rosso. And the last decision was that Jean-Eric Verne and Daniel Ricciardo will join us for the season 2012.
Now we have those two drivers. One has 11 races under his belt, the other one is more or less a rookie. What do you expect from each driver individually?
Daniel Ricciardo is 22 years old. As you mentioned already, he has more experience because he did already 11 races, which is quite important for us and which was also a very, very important point to decide bringing him into the team. As he was quite successful in other classes like in Formula Renault, where he won the championship, or in the English Formula 3, where he won the championship, I expect that at the beginning of the season he will be close to the points, but during the season I expect improvement of his performance, and he for sure will score points. Jean-Eric Verne is a younger driver with less experience, but he was also quite successful in the lower classes where he won championships, for example in the Formula Campus, then in the Formula Renault 2 Liter, and in the English Formula 3 Championship. Last year he was driving in the Formula Renault 3.5 World Series, where he scored 5 wins and he drove some brilliant races. I expect that maybe at the beginning of the season, because he is quite an aggressive driver, he will be involved in some crashes, but that's part of the learning process. And later on, I'm convinced that also he will be within the points, and therefore I expect that at the end of the season we will finish maybe on the 7th or 6th place in the championship.
Speaking of place in the championship, what is the dedicated goal for this season? Because where Toro Rosso was last year, it was quite a battlefield for positions.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting battle because there are in the midfield some teams very close together. Last year we finished on the 8th position, and for 2012 our goal is quite clear, to be better. The 7th position, if possible the 6th position, is our target.
Toro Rosso is and has always been an academy for young drivers. What challenges does that bring for a team principal?
It's a very interesting challenge because as younger a driver is, as more you have to take care for him. It starts with the preparation of the driver, the physical training, then what he is eating, then all the traveling to be organized in a best possible way to prevent any inconvenience with jet lag or whatever. Then the race weekends, you know, with the meetings of the engineers, then the press work, the marketing work, the preparation for the different practice sessions, the qualifying and the race. A young driver, for example, both of them being new in Formula One, nearly new in Formula One, they don't know all the environment at the racetracks, and you have to tell them a lot of details, which is quite important for them. And we at Toro Rosso know that we have to work with young drivers. We like to do this, and it's a very interesting challenge, and I hope that we will have a good and fruitful result at the end of the season. In 2011, we brought in around 20 new engineers, and we improved in the aerodynamic department. We brought in engineers for the CFD department and for the wind tunnel as well. Then we brought in new engineers for the design office. For example, Luca Forbato. He's coming from McLaren and he will become our new chief designer. We brought in new people for the race team, for the race engineering, and as well for the calculation. And I think this was a quite important step to improve our performance, because all these people we brought in brought new knowledge on the technical side, and therefore I expect that we will improve our performance, which is important, otherwise we will not reach our goals. Air safety is one of the most important issues and topics in Formula One, and fortunately the FIA is working very intensive and hard to prevent heavy accidents, and every year there are new regulations and updated regulations. For example, this year for the crash test of the monocoque for the floor, where you have a new static test, and then you have the dynamic crash tests for the nose, for the side crash structure, and for the rear crash structure. And all these issues are very, very important not to have any heavy accidents. The next topic will be how to save the head of the driver because of any parts which are flying around, for example tires. And once we have this under control, then I think Formula One is quite on the safe side.
Dankeschön.